Welcome to this comprehensive overview of the CPWD Maintenance Manual and General Conditions of Contract 2023. The objectives of CPWD maintenance are to keep, restore, or improve facilities, ensure proper housekeeping and services, and sustain the building's utility and value to acceptable standards. Maintenance works fall into categories: day-to-day repairs, annual repairs for regular upkeep, special repairs for major restorations, and upgradation or alterations for improving existing assets. CPWD maintains over 68,000 residential units and numerous non-residential buildings, ranging from the president's bungalow to standard offices. This continuous addition of assets requires a systematic maintenance management system for user satisfaction. The CPWD SEWA portal is a software system developed by NIC to establish a model maintenance system. It efficiently tracks and resolves issues, providing transparency and accountability in complaint management. The CPWD SEWA modules include the Residence module for logging complaints, the Service Center module for managing requests, the Management module for monitoring performance, and the Call Center module for phone support. The SEWA MIS and reporting features generate analytical reports on complaints, monitor worker assignments, and include bulk conversion to upgrade minor requests. It also separates non-CPWD complaints for invalid request tracking. Service centers serve as local hubs for resolving complaints, handling distinct services like civil, electrical, and air conditioning. They also manage the disposal of dismantled materials and operate maintenance stores. Junior and assistant engineers have daily tasks of transferring complaints and inspecting attended complaints. Weekly, they prepare abstracts of pending complaints, and monthly, they forward these abstracts and discuss tendering programs. Executive engineers pay attention to cleanliness and encroachments, update survey reports, and assess annual material requirements. They must also be present with junior staff during VIP functions. The General Conditions of Contract, or GCC 2023, were unveiled on July 12, 2023. These conditions apply to both percentage rate tenders and item rate tenders. The official version is available on the CPWD website. Tendering guidelines mandate bidders quote rates in Schedule A. Special conditions and specifications are integral to the notice inviting tenders, and all rates must be quoted in decimal coinage. The accepting authority reserves the right to reject any tender. If multiple bidders quote the same lowest rate, revised offers are requested. If the tie persists, the winner is decided by a draw of lots. Earnest money deposit, or EMD, can be submitted via various financial instruments. Failure by a contractor to commence work results in the forfeiture of both the EMD and performance guarantee. This forfeiture also debars the contractor from retendering. Clause 1 requires contractors to submit an irrevocable performance guarantee equal to 5% of the tendered value within the stipulated time. This guarantee is refunded without interest after the engineer in charge records the completion certificate. Regarding the security deposit, 2.5% of the gross amount is deducted from each running and final bill. This deposit may be released against a bank guarantee when accumulations reach 5 lakh rupees. It is returned after the defect liability period or the final bill is passed. Under Clause 18, the contractor must supply all required materials, machinery, tools, and plants, including scaffolding and temporary works. If they fail to provide these, the engineer in charge can arrange them at the contractor's expense. For the time and progress chart, contractors must submit it within 7 days of site handover. The chart must detail start and completion dates for milestones. Monthly progress reports are due by the 5th of every month. Compensation for delay, as per Clause 2, cannot exceed 10% of the accepted tendered value. For projects over 1 year, the maximum is 1% per month. Short-term projects under 6 months incur 2.5% to 5% compensation per month. An extension of time is granted for delays due to force majeure, extreme weather, civil unrest, or hindrances caused by other contractors or the department. The contractor must apply within 14 days of the hindering event. In the electronic measurement book process, contractors record measurements online and generate an RFI for the engineer in charge's approval. Approved EMBs must be printed on A4 size, machine-numbered pages, and submitted monthly by the 20th. Interim payments are not made for works under 5 lakh rupees until completion. Running bills must be submitted by the 7th of each month. Final bills are due within 3 months of physical completion. with late payments incurring 5% interest. The government retains the right to withhold payments and holds a lien on the security deposit to cover claims. Payments from other ongoing contracts can be withheld, and these amounts are retained until the dispute is resolved by an arbitrator or court. Dispute resolution mandates that disputes first be referred to a conciliator, with proceedings completed within 45 days. Crucially, no legal counsel or advocate is permitted to represent parties during conciliation. If conciliation fails, an arbitrator is appointed from a CPWD impaneled list. A single arbitrator is used for disputes under 100 crores. A tribunal of 3 is appointed for disputes exceeding 100 crores. Arbitrators must have chief engineer level experience. The engineer in charge can order design changes or variations during progress. Deviations up to 1.25 times the tendered amount require written approval. Extra items are paid according to standard schedule rates, adjusted by the contractor's quoted percentage. All materials obtained from dismantling or excavation remain government property. The contractor is responsible for disposing of these dismantled materials according to the engineer in charge's written instructions. Contractors supply all materials at their own cost. Samples must be submitted for testing before use, and the contractor must establish a site testing laboratory equipped with standard equipment. Price escalation for statutory changes compensates contractors if new laws increase material or labor costs after the tender. This excludes GST changes on materials. Contractors must provide account books to validate any claimed cost increases. Price escalation is calculated quarterly based on the All India Wholesale Price Index. Separate formulas are used for material and labor escalation, indexed against the initial values. Clause 16 covers the rejection of defective work. The engineer in charge can demand the removal or reconstruction of defective work within 12 months of completion or 6 months for minor works. If the contractor fails to rectify it, the department can make repairs at the contractor's risk and cost. Under the defect liability period, Clause 24 states the contractor is responsible for structural defects for 5 years after completion. They must rectify issues within 45 days of notification. Failure to do so may lead to debarment actions against the agency. Regarding subcontracting and assignment, the contract cannot be assigned or sublet without written approval. Partnership firms must also get prior approval for constitutional changes. Violations lead to contract termination and forfeiture of deposits. Clause 13 addresses foreclosure and abandonment. The government can curtail or abandon work with written notice due to external factors. The contractor will be paid for work executed and preliminary site expenses. The government can also take over unused materials at a fair price. The contractor's labor regulations apply to all CPWD works. The term workman covers skilled or unskilled manual, supervisory or clerical labor, excluding high-earning managerial staff. The employment of anyone under 18 years of age is strictly prohibited. Normal working hours are a maximum of 9 hours per day and 48 hours per week, including a mandatory rest interval. Any overtime work must be compensated at double the normal wage rate. The wage period cannot exceed 1 month. Payments must be made via direct transfer to the worker's bank account. Wages must be cleared before the 7th or 10th day, depending on the workforce size. Total fines cannot exceed 3 paise per rupee of the earned wage and cannot be recovered in installments or after 60 days. Deductions are only permitted for specific damage, losses, advances, or where mandated by the government. Contractors must maintain a muster roll and wage register and issue an employment card within 3 days of hiring. All records must be preserved for 3 years from the date of the last entry. Maternity benefits for female workers include 8 weeks of total maternity leave, 4 weeks before and 4 weeks after delivery. 3 weeks of leave are granted for miscarriages. Workers must have at least 6 months of continuous employment to qualify. Creche facilities are mandatory if 20 or more female workers are employed. This requires 2 adequate rooms, 1 for playing and 1 for sleeping, and the employment of trained nurses based on the number of children. Canteens are mandatory for sites with 100 or more contract laborers working for over 6 months. They must operate on a no-profit, no-loss basis and include a dining hall to seat at least 30% of the workforce simultaneously. The contractor must provide 4 suitable sheds for rest, 2 for men and 2 for women. Adequate, screened washing and bathing facilities must be provided separately for men and women, alongside clean, accessible drinking water at all times. The CPWD Safety Code requires proper scaffolding for works that cannot be performed safely from the ground. Platforms above 3.6 meters must have guardrails at least 90 centimeters high. Scaffolding must not sway or have uneven sagging. In excavation and trenching, trenches deeper than 1.2 meters must have a ladder for every 30 meters of length. Trenches deeper than 1.5 meters require proper shoring or sloping to prevent collapse. Excavated soil must be kept at least 1.5 meters away from the trench edge.